for my father, he was not a soldier. He was not in the army. He was a rabbi. Since he was a little child, he was learning Torah. He was a rabbi, learning and teaching. For him, when he got all the information, when he saw what happened, it was very difficult for him. He was writing, I remember, he was writing and he was crying. He was crying. At his synagogue in Tel Aviv, there was a man that his son died. And he was bound. And my father had to check what to do with his wife. And my father, every Shabbat, when he saw the man, he used to come to tell him Shabbat Shalom. My father couldn't hold himself and he was crying. Crying with the man about his son. And he couldn't sleep at night. And he couldn't sleep because he had to work. And also he was so very, very sad to see what happened. When you get close to this story, so sad story, big tragedy, everyone is tragedy of family. So it was for him very difficult, but he was holding himself and he wrote responses. All the responses he wrote about that, he published it at his books, Yabia Omer. It's not one book, it's more. It's thousands of pages about Yom Kippurim war. After that, he became very famous in the world, and all the Batei Din, all the rabbis, Dayanim in the world started to go to him when they had difficult questions. So every time he had the difficult question, he used to call me. I was learning in yeshiva, then I got married, I was a rabbi. He used to call me even midnight to work, to help him to write responses. I remember once I was at his house Shabbat. He said he has very complicated questions about a woman, her husband disappeared. He was living in Switzerland, the man, and he went to Congo, and he went to the river, and he didn't know the river was dangerous, and he disappeared. After 1 week, they found a dead body, and they didn't check, nothing. They said it's him, brought him to Switzerland and buried him. Nobody checked. At that time, even DNA people didn't use. So no one identified the dead body. And she wanted to get married. The Bedin in Switzerland didn't know what to do. They went to my father. There was only one testimony. The servant of the man, one from Africa, from Congo, one man, he said he identified the body. How? He didn't see the face. He said his face changed completely after 1 week. It was very hot there, so he couldn't identify him on his face. What he saw, he said he remembers that the man had one finger at his leg, one finger, big, very big. It was unusual finger. So he could identify him through the finger. He saw big finger. So for sure he knew it's him. That was the only testimony. So it was all the reports of the police where they looked for him and what they did. So in the end, the bottom line, my father decided that she is allowed to get married. But he was working very hard about that. As I said, we started to talk on Shabbat. Saturday night, I was learning with him until 3 o'clock in the morning about that. 3 o'clock, I told him, I'm sorry, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. He said, okay, go to sleep. I went to sleep. 7 o'clock in the morning, he woke me up. You have to come to pray. Okay, I woke up and I prayed. And then I went to my yeshiva. In the evening, I came back to continue this responsa. Sunday night, Okay, I was learning with him. I was bringing him the books, looking this and arguing, explaining to each other. It was very interesting to learn with him. He liked that. I will not tell him, yes, you are right. No. If you think you have different opinion, tell me. Because I want to be sure I'm right. So we were fighting, shouting, fighting, and until we got the conclusion. So 4 o'clock, Monday morning, 4 o'clock, I told him, I'm sorry, I'm very tired. He said, okay, go to sleep. I went to sleep. 7 o'clock, he came to me, wake up. You have to pray and then to continue. I told him, please, leave me alone. Let me sleep a little. I slept only 3 hours. He said, 3 hours? It's a lot. You know, I didn't sleep since Shabbat morning. It means 48 hours he didn't sleep. I told him, why so long? Why didn't you sleep? He answered to me a very simple answer. He said, because I was learning and I forgot to sleep. I forgot. He remembered everything, but he forgot to sleep. This was his way. He was working very hard.